Love that. Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right. I want to start by saying, you've probably heard me say this a billion times, but I'm going to say it every day. Don't pay for anything. Don't sign up for anything. Don't do anything without checking with me first.
All right.
All right. And when I say that, I mean anything. The people that are trying to copy what I'm doing right now with this training, a lot of them are scams. Unfortunately, you know, every Christmas there's Christmas scams, IRS season there's IRS scams. There's always somebody out there trying to take advantage of you. And unfortunately, they watch my videos, they follow the comments on my channels. Sometimes people will post their phone number, their email in the comment section, and these guys will call you. They'll try and tell you they're me. I had a client last week. He goes, John Wayne, this guy called me, tried to tell me he was you, and he's like, no, my name is John Wayne. And John Wayne, I've seen every one of your videos. I knew it wasn't you. You know?
Yeah, we've already kind of had some experience with that, so.
Okay, because they'll tell you that they're me, they work for me, they work with me, I'm in charge of them, they're in charge of me, they're my girlfriend, my wife. I've heard it all. Just no matter what they tell you, best thing to do is tell them I only work with John Wayne, and if you call me or email me again, I'm going to report you to the Better Business Bureau and rip-off reports and my local news channel, and so don't call me anymore and hang up on them. You know?
All right, we can handle that.
Okay. So I keep saying, I had a guy call me today and he goes, well, I tried to sign up for FPDS, but what'd you do that for? Well, you know, I thought I should. No. If you sign up with FPDS, that's for purchasing agents to register to submit awards. If you sign up with FPDS, you're telling the government that you're saying you're a purchasing agent. I'm like, do you want to go to prison? No. Well, don't do anything without checking with me first, you knucklehead. I said, I guarantee this. If you don't ask me first, when you do go to prison, I'll visit and I'll bring you some money for your commissary. And I'm going to ask you again, why didn't you check with me first? Okay. So, are you looking to be specific with products and services, or are you looking to broker or do both?
All right, so I'll kind of give you some background.
Okay.
We started a welding company, and at the moment we're fabricating and installing metal buildings, but we do a lot of just walk-in welding work, and we kind of was looking at the actual scope of government contracts for service work, and it seems pretty daunting. We just bought a $200,000 CNC machine, and that's what we would like to do as far as the product goes for the government.
Okay.
We would like to be able to bid on jobs to produce things, but if we can kind of do some research and actually produce a specific product, we can do that too. Our lathe is the lathe and mill in one, and it's extremely precise to the point where we could do aerospace, anything in that nature.
Awesome. So you're pretty much, at this point, you've got a really expensive piece of equipment that you want to put to work.
Exactly.
Okay. And it's extremely precise, so you could pretty much make anything at this point. That's awesome. What else do you guys do outside of that? What supported you before you got this machine? What were the other services you did?
So it's our welding business. So we do a lot of repair jobs for different types of industries around our area.
Right.
And we do a lot of job shop work for people in the community as far as welding and fabrication goes. We have a plasma table. We have all the equipment to install commercial metal buildings, which is what we mostly do.
Okay. So you could also sell commercial metal buildings and also do the install for companies that currently sell commercial metal buildings.
Well, at the moment, we kind of just kept the building the metal buildings locally, just because we haven't got our metal building certification yet.
Okay.
And so these are actually custom structural steel requests, I guess.
Okay.
I wouldn't say we're a metal building manufacturer. We could be, but we don't have the right certification to do it.
Okay, but that's something that eventually you could move towards, definitely.
Oh yeah, we could. And so at the moment, yeah, we just did $750,000 job for a dairy. We put up shades over their cows because they contracted with Dannon, and Dannon has specific animal care requirements, so they have to have like 46 square feet of shade over each cow and all that. So yeah, we actually built the metal structure. We did it all, the concrete, all of it. So
awesome. As you guys grow and you want to move to that arena, I can tell you this: I had a great conversation with a purchasing agent 2 weeks ago, and it's funny because he was saying, I got this opportunity, and I've got 4 offers on it, but only one of the guys out of the 4 is willing to also do the install. He said he's not actually doing the install himself. He's subbing that out to a prime contractor who holds the license to do the install. But he said he included that within his quote. Versus I got 3 other quotes from 3 other suppliers who can get us the building, but none of them are willing to do the install or sub the install out to someone who could do the install. And he says, I don't want to buy a building and have to install it, much less hire a contractor to do the install. I want a quote for both. And that's something you guys could.
Willing. Yeah, we can do the install. We have the contractor's licenses required for that, so we can do the install as well. So that's awesome that you've actually had a little bit of experience with that. So.
Yeah, and that's that's great information to know when that might be the deciding factor, is that you guys can do the install, or you could sub that part out, and everybody else can't. You're going to win it regardless of price.
That would be awesome. That's our goal.
Nice. All right. I want to show you a couple of different things. I'm going to show you how to search these systems to see what's available. And let's see here. All right, there's a couple of systems where you can see contracts that have been awarded and also contracts that are open for bid. We have a new system that does both, but I want to show you the government systems first. So FPDS, which is the database I was telling you earlier that one of my clients was trying to register in without asking me first, knucklehead. And fortunately, I caught him before he did. So don't register. You do not need to create an account, okay? You come over here to the easy search box, and you put in a keyword. So let's put in CNC. You can either look by date signed, so it shows the most recently awarded, or you can go by action obligation, which shows you the largest contract ever awarded for CNC was $43 million.
Wow.
You can also, each one of these is a separate contract. So this gray box is one, this white box is one, the next gray box is one, and they rotate gray to white to let you know that each one's individual. But let's just click on the view link to the first one. So click view, it'll open. Now, in this case, see where it says current?
Yes.
In many cases, when it says current, that means there was a prepayment. They don't always prepay, but sometimes they do. And in this case, they paid $43 million up front, and the total contract was $154 million.
Okay.
This was a startup company because they have no revenues. Wow. This was put out for bid, and there was still only 3 offers received.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll take those odds all day long. When I see city and state and county contracts, a lot of times I see 30 offers on those types. But in here, I rarely see more than 3.
That'll be really awesome. So we're in the process of updating our NACS codes with the VA site, with the VIP vendor information page. I did that yesterday because when we certified as a
as a veteran,
as a service disabled veteran, we were only doing welding and fabrication at the time. But
okay.
now that we have this machine, we have the capabilities. So I'm gonna contact them and make sure that our NACS codes get updated correctly.
Awesome, awesome. One of the things we do here for our clients is go back through your registrations, make sure they're all done right. Make sure there's no errors or discrepancies. We even sign off on it. So if there is a mistake made, we pay the fines, not you. It takes the liability off of you completely. And I want you investing time bidding, not wasting time doing paperwork and registrations and certifications. So once you guys come on board with us, you're not going to have to run and maintain any of that stuff anymore. We'll take care of it all for you.
Okay. And as far as your service goes, is it a percentage of the contract won, or is it a flat fee? How does that work?
Unfortunately, the government doesn't like people who take percentages, because if you're going to take a percentage of the profits, you should also take a percentage of the risk. You know, it would be too easy for brokers to give, you know, to help you win contracts and take a percentage, but not take any of the responsibility of the work or the risk and not do it themselves. And that's the main reason why. And a lot of this stuff you're going to see, let me show you. If you go down to the vendor full name list, this is the top 10 vendors.
Okay.
Okay, these are the top 10 guys that sell to the government under that keyword. Now, if you look at something like construction, which is a real popular arena for the government, it's one of the largest areas of purchasing, you're going to see miscellaneous foreign contractors. See that right there?
Yeah.
Miscellaneous foreign awardees. These are brokers. And in some cases, they're the largest guys. They're the largest suppliers of contracts, but they don't do any of the work. They sub it all out, 100%. And the government's not real crazy about brokers. Some purchasing agents aren't. They won't hire a broker. Some of them don't care, you know. They'd rather buy direct than buy through a third party, you know.
Yeah.
So the way our services work is our training is a flat fee. If you want me, say you help you win a few contracts and you want me to write a proposal for you, we do proposal writing for a flat fee. The fee for proposal writing is based on the proposal. Some require more work than others. So, you know, there's more time involved on it. And in addition to like the SAM registration, which you've already done, you have to do that to do your vet biz. I include the SAM registration and my training at no charge. So if you guys signed up for the training, we would do your SAM for you for free. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't want to invest my time helping you bid on contracts and find out you didn't win any because you had errors or discrepancies in your filing. I'd rather that just be taken care of and you and I can focus on winning contracts. All
right, perfect. Yeah, I would love it if you'd go over that again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to show you how to search these systems first so you can do your research. And then we can go through, you know, what it would take to get me on your team and what the investment would be. No problem.
All right. Sounds great.
So FPDS is one area you can search. Now, keep in mind 2 things. All right. This system tracks about 10% of the spending. So under construction, there's what? 2,676,000 contracts in here. See the count right
Yes.
there?
Yep, I do.
Okay. But this system tracks less than 10% of the spending. So if we're seeing 2 million in here, there's probably 2 billion, 600 million. We're not seeing because the system only tracks about 10% of this. So just keep that in mind. Like when you search CNC, there's only 12,000. That's because the system's tracking less than 10% of the spending. There's probably about 123,000 contracts under CNC.
Okay.
Now you can also add in your state or your city and get a better idea of who your local competition is. What state are you guys in?
Utah.
I am. I'm 6'4". So under CNC in Utah, CNC Machine and Fabrication, Delcam, CNC Machine and Fabrication again. So they own two different companies. Probably the same owners. This one's CNC Machine and Fabrication, Inc. period. That one's just CNC Machine and Fabrication. Todd Machinery, Applied Industrial, JM Grizzly, Management and Training Corp, CNC Machine and Design, CNC Pros, and HHI Corp. Those are the largest in Utah.
Okay. Yeah, we just bought our machine from JM Grizzly.
Nice. So this is one system you can look. You can also look in USA Spending, but they're changing it to make room for, they're going to migrate it over to SAM. So they have to change it to make it migrate, and it doesn't work as good as it used to. I don't even like it anymore.
Okay.
You can go here to the Download Center or to the Spending Explorer or word search and search by keyword, blah, blah, blah. You can also go into FBO. Search for opportunities that are available. Some of these are going to be purchasing a CNC machine. Some are, parts for a machine or machine repairs. That CNC tube cutting, engraving, and marking machine. They're buying a machine there.
Okay.
Here they want a sleeve bushing made. They want a cover for some type of electronics, nut assembly, weapon slings and attachments. They're looking for somebody to build some of those. Engine mounts. Now, the main thing we want to make sure of in here when we find these opportunities to bid on too is that there's enough quantity to justify building the, what's the word for it?
The code. The code. The actual.
Writing the code.
The drawing, yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, if they only want one, and it takes 2 days to write the code to build that one, we need to make sure that we have, we give them a quote that covers all the labor involved. But we'd be better off avoiding that and looking for one where they need 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of these bigger companies have CNC machines dedicated just to that part, and it's already in the GSA system, and you know what I mean? They can produce it so much cheaper than we can, where we're just a startup, and our machine's not going to be dedicated to one thing unless it proves to be beneficial.
Right. So if we can find quantities of 5,000 or 10,000, and you get the contract for the next 5 years, it would make sense to do all the coding to get it set up to make that one device, and you make so many per month, what have you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Just making sure I understand your needs properly.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem. Your kids are very well behaved. Mine would be so loud right now, it's crazy.
Well, she's down for a nap. She's a little fussy in there, but I think she'll fall back to sleep. And the other one, I think he fell back to sleep, so we're good.
Nice. Okay. Now, are there multiple owners?
Nope, he's the only owner.
Is he a veteran?
Yeah, service disabled. Veteran.
Nice. God bless you guys. My life's been saved twice by veterans, so I have a deep respect. And
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's sure a good guy. So
That's awesome. Let's see what else you guys qualify for. How long has he been in business?
let's see. September of 2016 is when we started this corporation.
Okay.
So not quite 2 years.
Okay. 8A is a long-term solution. It takes about a year to process. We have to prove some type of discrimination. As a veteran, I'm sure he's experienced discrimination. It's sad, but it exists. Is he also a minority?
No.
Has he ever done a DNA test?
I doubt it.
Okay. If you want, you could do a DNA test through Ancestry.com.
Okay.
If you Google it, you can find a coupon for like $59. Ancestry.com takes 6 weeks to get the results. But if he finds out he's more than 1% Native American, a lot of tribes will give him a tribal card with as little as 1% Native American blood.
Geez, maybe I should be the owner of the company. I know I'm about at least an 1/8 Cherokee.
You would need to do two things. Go ahead and run the test so you can find out what percentage you are. The 8A, which is what you would benefit from for that, takes a year to process. So, and you can't do it unless you've been in business for 1 year. So if you set yourself up as, started another company, it would be a year before we could apply for the 8A, and it's 2 years before you could benefit from it. But
okay, but that is an option.
That's
at least.
a definite option, long-term option, and that can be huge. Now, as just a woman-owned business, you're better off as a veteran-owned.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
but
good.
as a woman who's also a Native American and who can qualify for an 8A, if he can't qualify for an 8A and you can, that's phenomenal.
Okay.
And this is why. There's simply more women-owned small businesses right now.
Okay.
So there's more competition, but as minorities, women, veterans, and 8As all get the same 5%. You see that?
Yes.
They all get the same 5%. The difference is there's 70,000 women sharing it compared to 40,000 veterans sharing their 5%. So he would have half of the competition that you would have, roughly, as a veteran versus a woman. That makes sense?
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
That's all right. So there's 70,000 women-owned small businesses versus 40,000 veterans. So he would have almost half the competition that you would have as a woman-owned, right?
Yes.
And if neither of you are minorities, if he's not Native American and you're not Native American, you can't qualify as a minority. If you are Native American, you can qualify as a minority, which is a little better than being woman-owned. It's about 10,000 less minorities than women, but it's still up there.
Okay.
You're still better off being a veteran than a woman or a minority. But if you can get an 8A, you get that 5% that he's getting, but he's got 40,000 veterans he's sharing it with. 8A, you've only got 5,300 people to share it with.
That would be great.
Yeah. And you could both do a hub zone if you're in one and you qualify. That's a good one too, because as a service disabled veteran, he's getting 3%, which is shared by 16,000 veterans, which is still better than 40,000 veterans sharing the 5%. But excuse me. Hub Zone gets the same 3% that he gets as a service disabled veteran, but there's only 4,100 Hub Zone vendors sharing it compared to 16,000 service disabled veterans.
Yeah, and I don't think we do qualify as far as the Hub Zone goes. And I did watch a YouTube video where a guy asked you if they could have a remote location in a hub zone, and you said there's probably a possibility for that. We're in Delta, Utah, in case you were interested.
Yeah, did you search the hub zone map? Because I can try now if you didn't.
Yeah, maybe search it again. I think we already did, and I'm pretty sure we're not in it. But
let's double check. So you don't qualify for hub zone. An 8A. I mean, he may qualify for an 8A as a veteran, but chances are, because he's not a minority. I mean, if he's part Native American, if he finds out he's part Native American, that pretty much guarantees him an 8A. If he's not part Native American and he's a service-disabled veteran, but he's also not a minority, you're looking at maybe a 30–40% chance that he can get an 8A.
Okay.
If you're Native American, you're pretty much guaranteed an 8A if you're Native American. Because with the 8A, you have to prove discrimination, and Native Americans were discriminated against, period. We don't have to prove it.
Okay. Yeah, I know for sure I am.
But he could qualify as an 8A if he met the financial criteria. Let's see here. So as a veteran, it's about a 30% chance. Did he, well, what did you guys do? Did you have any other questions?
Well, honestly, we've kind of, signed up for the Fed Biz Ops and the Vet Biz and Fed Connect, but I really feel like I'm kind of over my head with it, so I haven't done a whole lot. I've looked at some of the contracts. I've kind of muddled around in it. We did get one procurement officer contact us and want us to build these laundry carts for the VA hospital, and so we gave them a bid for that, for the laundry carts, and you can essentially buy them off Amazon.
Right.
And then there was another order for some other types of carts that they no longer made, but we couldn't find very much information on the dimensions or anything. They gave us very little information, and the company that used to make them went out of business, and so it's kind of been hard. We submitted a bid, but we haven't heard back, so I'm guessing we didn't get the bid for the Rolls-Royce laundry carts or whatever. So.
Okay. You can, there's a thing you can request called the debriefing. After you submit a bid, you can request a debriefing, and they have to tell you, if they didn't choose you, they have to tell you why.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yes, and it's important, because the one thing you don't want to do is keep submitting bids and not know why you're not winning them. And find out later maybe it's some common problem. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like, you're not in this boat alone. I mean, I've got a business owner who's been doing business for 20 years, and he started going after government contracts. He hired an attorney to do his registrations. He hired a contract specialist to submit bids for him. And, he's given this guy $40,000 a year salary plus commissions and bonuses, and he's paying his attorney every day to do registrations and paperwork. And a year later, he calls me and he's like, John Wayne, we've spent $100,000 easy trying to win government contracts, and we've submitted over 50 bids and we haven't won any. What are we doing wrong? And I said, well, you should be able to tell me that. He's like, well, how would I know that? Because you're not requesting debriefings and finding out. Well, what's a debriefing? A lot of people
that's
don't
good
know.
Information.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, or they don't know how to request a debriefing. They have to tell you why you didn't win, and they have to tell you why they chose who they did. So, you learn from each one. And that's the reason why I include the SAM registration with my services, because I don't want to find out later after helping you submit 10 bids that you didn't win any because you had mistakes in your filing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
And there most likely could be.
And average person, it has nothing to do with